Hi everyone, this is Niki Rowland for Bramble Fox, and today I am making a layout using the December Fox box. So I am focusing on the trees, the houses, and I've also used one of the presents as well. So I'm playing along today with the Lime Citron challenge, which is a sketch and various other things that you have to include. So the sketch, use the colours, use stars or snowflakes, use a tree branch, add 2 titles, and use at least 1 Lime Citron product, which I will use. I have got some stamps. So I've started off this layout for Bramble Fox using a stencil, snowflake stencil, and some pink, light pink texture paste. So I've just applied that through the stencil in those 2 areas, and I'm just drying that quickly with my heat tool. Oh, it's the top of my head there, sorry about that. Yeah, just getting that touch dry. It doesn't have to be completely dry for me to carry on, but I do need it to be pretty touch dry so that I can put things on top of it. This sketch that I'm using today has this like vertical thing going on down the middle, so I thought that I would try to mimic that sketch and stick quite close to the sketch as possible. I have 2 photos which stack well on top of each other, so I just wanted to kind of create this photo stack in the middle of the layout. So I'm mounting my 2 photos onto this wood grain paper that's by Hip Kit Club, that's in the November kit, and I'm just making 1 layer to stick both photos on, and I'm just dressing the edges there. So you can see straight away this is roughly how my layout is going to start to look. It's going to have this vertical strip down the centre. I'm totally in love with this Pink Fresh Studio paper. It's got trees all over it. They're really cute little trees, and I'm debating whether I should use the green side to give a good pop of green onto this layout, or whether to use the tree side, and you'll see that I go backwards and forwards trying to make that decision. And basically I'm just trying to get a few paper layers in behind my photo, so I'm aiming for all the colours that's on the challenge board, with very Christmassy colours. So we've got like a blue, we've got green, we've got like a brownie colour, wood colour even, and then red. So I'm trying to aim for those types of colours in this little paper stack. So I'm just making those few layers, and then just dressing the edges of each one, and I'm just kind of offsetting them slightly, not loads, because I want some of the patterns to show but not to be overwhelming. So okay, so I'm just going to kind of stick everything together now, get happy with that little stack, and then I thought I would use some pom-pom trim, because every layout needs pom-pom trim at the moment. I have reams of white, pink and red, so I'm trying to get that used whenever I can. So I thought I would put a strip of pom-poms down the left hand side of my photo stack. So I'm just sorting that out at the moment. I'm getting all of those paper layers stuck together, and then I'm going to stick my pom-pom trim to that left edge. I was going to sew down it, but if I'm completely honest, I was being really lazy and I couldn't be bothered to change the thread in my sewing machine. So I've just stuck it, because I think my sewing machine had silver in and I wanted gold, because I've got the beautiful gold on top of the present over there. Can you see it on the right hand side? That's one of the presents from the December Fox box, and it has this little gold bow on top. There's a blue one in the set as well, that one also has a gold bow too, but they're so cute. So gold was going to be my accent colour on this layout, not silver, and I was just being really, really lazy. That's terrible, isn't it? I should give myself a big kick up the backside to make sure I don't feel like that in the future. Naughty me. Anyway, moving on. So I am just layering up my Bramble Fox acrylics to see what I can, what kind of clusters that I can bring together. I really love this word believe. That's from the magical set, winter set by Bramble Fox in white. It's a set of 3 words, one of which is believe. So I'm going to use that on this layout. It's very apt for this layout. We have these little house elves that come to visit every year and keep an eye on my children, and tell them off if they're naughty, and report to Santa if they do something wrong. So that's a very good parenting tool for me. The word believe is perfect. They really love the elves. They're great. They're great fun. They don't do anything naughty. They're just move around and do funny things, but they're not naughty elves. I've just added in some stamping there. So I'm extending my 2 clusters of mixed media with my stamps. So I've got a set of star stamps by Lime Citron, and I've stamped the big star in red several times, and I've come in with lots of smaller pink stars, and then also some light aqua little starburst stamps as well to fill in the gaps. So I've just kind of extended those 2 mixed media areas with the stamping, and I'll probably add some splatters and things later as well. And then I'm just layering up my acrylics again. So I've been fiddling around with these for quite some time, trying to get them right. Houses work, trees work, and the present works as well. So I just wanted to get as many of those in as I could. I've got these cute little tree branches from crepe paper. They are the Merry Days collection, and it's just a whole pack of these little wire tree branches, and they are really cute. When I saw them online, I was like, not sure about those. And then I got some, and I love them. They're really great. They're easy to maneuver, and they just give this extra little bit of texture on your page, and they really do look like a tree branch, a frond from a Christmas tree. So they're pretty awesome. So I've just curled around the ends around. I was going to do it around a paper piercer, but then that was too fat, so I think I just ended up twisting them with my fingers, just so that they weren't too long. So I've just twisted them up a bit, and then I've bent my tree branches out into the directions that I want them, and I've just put my tape gun on top of my word believe for a while there to let it dry. So I walked away for a little bit to get everything to dry out, and now I'm just going to put in the finishing touches onto the layout. So I have fussy cut a whole bunch of those trees from that Pink Fresh Studio paper that I'm totally in love with, those really cute trees. So I've just layering those up with my tree Bramble Fox acrylics as well, because that goes perfectly well. And I'm adding a title at the top. I had a really long title, Under Elf Surveillance, so I was trying to figure out how I could fit that in. So I've used these red letters. They're from the Hip Kit this month, and I've used those along down the side. So I don't often do words going the other direction or the wrong direction. I normally have them going horizontally, but this occasion I didn't have anywhere to fit the word surveillance because it's huge. So I went for it on the side, and actually I really like how it looks. And I'm going to I've used elf in a different font, and I'm going to add the word under in a minute with some little letters from a kit from last year, I think. So I'm just kind of carrying on, figuring everything out, working out where everything's going to go, fiddling around, trying to get little bits in. So I've added some little snowflakes, and I've added some little chipboard pieces here and there, and currently I'm looking for elves. So that's what I'm doing right now. So you can see that I'm not doing much on my layout. I'm actually rummaging around in my stash trying to find elves. I can't find any, so it's ridiculous, isn't it? Last year there was loads of elves. This year there's not a single elf at all. None. Not one. So there's no elves on my layout except in the photos. That's fine. That's all fine. It doesn't have to be that literal anyway. So, okay, here I come in with adding my word under. That's just little tiny kind of Pink Fresh Studio letters, I think, from last year. And I've added some extra stars from a sticker sheet. They're just flat stickers. I'm just extending both of my kind of mixed media areas with my clusters in. I wanted to add some gold. Like I said earlier, gold is my accent colour on this layout rather than silver, because I've got the gold on top of the really gorgeous little Bramble Fox present. So I wanted to bring in some gold thread, so I've just done some twiddles of that and just added one under the trees at the bottom right cluster, and then also some under the trees on the top left cluster as well. So that's all coming together. I've got some twiddles and I've got some dangly ends of thread, which works well. I really like the look of. So I'm just writing in my journaling because I'm about to add some splatters, and I keep adding my splatters, and then writing my journaling and smudging it all. So I'm trying not to do that this time. I'm very impressed with myself that I have remembered to do this, so I'm now just finishing off by adding in my splatters, and literally that is me done. I do sew through the title with my sewing machine, and I did actually use silver. What an idiot. I did do that, and just to keep my letters in place, really. So how awesome are the trees and the little houses and the present from the Bramble Fox December box this month. I really love them. They're perfect for Christmas. Thank you so much for joining me. That was Niki Rowland for Bramble Fox.